What recent archaeological excavations have uncovered suggests that the biblical story may be more than just a tale. It may be a record of real history. In the early 1900s, a British archaeologist named John Garstang conducted one of the first major digs at Jericho. Between 1930 and 1936, Garstang discovered something astonishing: the remains of a massive city wall that had collapsed outward, not inward. This was unusual because walls typically fall inward when attacked. Garstang concluded that the city he uncovered had been violently destroyed and burned. In his report, he wrote that the destruction was complete. The walls and floors were blackened or reddened by fire. He even found jars filled with burned grain, evidence of a sudden catastrophe that occurred during harvest time, just as described in the Bible, Joshua chapter 3 verse 15, and Joshua 5 verse 10 to 12. Garstang believed his findings confirmed the biblical account of Jericho's destruction during Joshua's time. However, later excavations led by Kathleen Kenyon in the 1950s challenged his interpretation. Kenyon argued that the city's walls had fallen much earlier, around 1550 BC, too soon to match Joshua's conquest, which is generally dated around 1400 BC. For decades, this led many scholars to dismiss the biblical story again, but the story didn't end there. In the 1990s, a new wave of archaeological reanalysis emerged. Dr. Bryant Wood, an archaeologist with a PhD from the University of Toronto, carefully re-examined Kenyon's notes and pottery samples using updated dating methods. What he discovered shocked the archaeological community. Dr. Wood concluded that Kenyon had misdated the destruction layer. His analysis showed that the fallen walls, burned debris, and stored grain all dated precisely to around 1400 BC, the exact time the Bible places Joshua's conquest of Jericho. The evidence was clear. The walls of Jericho had indeed fallen suddenly and violently, just as Scripture described. One of the most remarkable findings about Jericho's walls is how they fell. Archaeologists discovered that the walls didn't crumble inward as would happen during a siege. Instead, they collapsed outward, forming a natural ramp that could have allowed the